What's up, Maryland fans? What's up, Terp Nation? Back again. I'm about to do a quick preview of Maryland football. Nah, I try to keep this under 20 minutes, but shit. Sometimes it's hard, man, to go through these things in 20 minutes. You think you're going to do it in 10, but you get too excited. You start talking, rapping on about certain topics too much longer than you wanted to. But, yeah, this year there's a lot of hype, a lot of anticipation. Maybe probably since around the SO first year that I've seen this much hype about Maryland football. People expect us to be good this year, all right? That's a difference than the last few years when we come into the year. People just be like, hey, if they can win a few ball games, good. Just don't lose by 40 every game, and that type of shit. I ain't seen none of those predictions now. People saying, oh, just keep it close. There ain't none of those now. Now it's like, if you come play Maryland, you better come ready to play because Maryland got the talent now to whoop your ass, to beat you any given Saturday. That's a great feeling, guys. Seen a lot of national writers showing us love, saying pretty much giving Locksley credit in the change of the culture and the program in just his 3 years he's been around. And I think it's only gonna get better, guys. Like for some of us that actually follow the program, that actually go to the spring game and follow this team closely, the recruiting, everything, even talk to parents on off the field. Like we know this program is as close to being competitive, like on the big time stage as it's ever been, maybe since Bobby Ross. Like I'm trying to tell you guys, even Ralph Fisher wasn't this close because Ralph was never a recruiter. He was just great at X's and O's. He was his assistant that did all the work. That's why once they got plucked away, Maryland started falling on the Ralph. It wasn't because it's actually because the games were still competitive. We just weren't winning because we weren't good enough. You know what I'm saying? We weren't good enough on the those last few years on the rap. Now, his last year, he managed to get us to 10 ball games. But again, I tell people all the time, that might have been one of the worst, easiest schedule Maryland have ever played. If he didn't win, get us to that ball game, I think he probably would have been stoned out of College Park as much as they loved him. That's how bad of a schedule we faced that year. So, of course, we made it to a ball game. And it was the military ball game. What the hell is that? It's a local ball game. Nobody give a damn about that. So what? You can get more Maryland fans out of military ball game. The dream is to take these kids across the country to go play in the Rose Bowl. Get the hell out of here with the Maryland ball game, the military bowl. So people act like he took us to the Rose Bowl last year. No, it's a military bowl. It's a local bowl. RFK Stadium, shady stadium at the time. Still shady now. I think that people don't even play there no more. So there you go, guys. So the hire, after they fire him, I did agree with it, of course. I hated Randy Elsu. I hated him from the beginning. From his press conference, I hated the guy. I said, what is this dickhead? This guy think he's just going to come in and do what he did at UConn? Just gradually drag him up? Nigga, this is Maryland, bro. We ain't going to give you time to build this shit. You got to recruit and get us out here and start winning. Nigga think you gonna have 30 years to build something. Nigga, fuck out of here. I'm so happy we fired that fucker. But again, there was a lot of hype his first year though. Especially after beating Miami that first game. Man, I don't think Maryland had any more hype than beating Miami that first game. There was people talking about yes, it was the right call to fire Ralph. Yes. But even then, there was signs of things to come. After Cameron Chisholm had the pick six to basically shut the game off. You see Randy Elsu follow the kid on the sideline, berating the kid, just yelling at him, cursing him out. What are you doing? Should have took a knee. Probably should have, but he scored. He scored, nigga. At the end of the day, you can do that shit after the game. In the locker room. Like, dance call him. But national TV game, you want to go do that? Bro, at that point, I knew, yeah, this guy ain't, folks ain't going to like him around here, bro. Niggas ain't going to like this dude around here. If you that press, even when the dudes just made a play like that, nigga, what? Nigga, this not UConn, bro. Where you the guard of everything. It's Maryland football. We've had dogs around here. Maryland sport, there's dogs around here, all right? We've sent dogs to the NFL. Randy Wright. You forgot about him. We sent some dogs to the NFL. Boomer Esiason. You forgot about him. We sent some dogs to the NFL, right? So, motherfucker want to come in and act like this is UConn football that he made or something. Nigga, nah. So, I'm glad he was gone. And then, of course, I love DJ Durkin. But that accident, of course, was under his watch. He had to go. Even though it wasn't his fault, it was dickhead Anderson, Kevin Anderson. That dickhead, basically, his whole time in Maryland, he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I don't know why we didn't fire that fucker sooner. That's the biggest mistake Maryland made. We keep Kevin Anderson way too long. We should have fired that fucker way sooner. All right? But so gone now. We're in Locksley era. I'm so happy, man. The hometown kid, the homegrown fucking kid lost his home in his dream fucking job. And Maryland give this nigga the job that initially that he wanted after firing Randy Elsu. we will be, right now, we'll be competing for the Big Ten East. We'll be past what one person has become. Who would have been them? Who would have been them? And some of these 4 or 5 stars that have left home, they would have never left because we would have been already established. Unlike now, we're still trying to establish, so this kid still want to see it first. We would have been already shown it. And who gave Locks the job. But it's all right. Everybody has their time. Went to Bama, won a couple of national championships, even make his predicate even fatter now. Now he came to Maryland. I call the shots now, motherfucker. You didn't give me the job as interim coach. Now I'm the top assistant in the goddamn country. I write the motherfucking check around here. Yep. He came to Maryland now. He called the shots. And now he's the top dog. And he's changing everything. I love it, man. High school coaches in the air love the man. I haven't heard not one negativity about Locksley in any high school coach or recruit. Any. Even the ones that Maryland haven't offered yet. There's no negativity. There's none. All of them are saying maybe they haven't got to my film. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was up at Northwestern High School in PG County, right there up the street from Maryland. They produced John. John Josh is one of the best safeties in the NFL. My little nigga, actually, by the way. I told John Josh anything you know. Anybody that knows that will go up around PG County, all right? Toledo. I told him everything you know in Hyattsville. But long story short, there was some couple of kids in there that was like, man, Maryland haven't even given us any love since I said, but guess what? When it's time coming for camp, Maryland invite all those schools to come camping. So Maryland, pay attention, bro. They might not come to you at the time you want them, but just know Maryland will come knocking on you if you have a dog. If you have a dog locally, you want this high school to have a top dog in your camp, in your high school, Maryland will come knocking. It might take a while to get to your film, to get to that kid's film, but we'll get to it. Coach Bradley Braw is my dog. Best talent evaluator in the goddamn country, bro. Best talent evaluator in the goddamn country, I repeat. There's nobody better in the goddamn nation at evaluating talent than Coach Bradley Braw. Coach Braw. I forgot, I don't even know if his first name is Bradley Braw. Sounds dope. But his name is Braw. The best fucking talent evaluator in the nation, bro. You don't wonder why we've been stacking dogs lately? It's him. It was him that saw Deonte Banks. Before everybody did. I saw Deonte Banks play live. And I said to myself with my 2 eyes, if this kid went to DeMatha, he's a 5-star. Because he went to a little school in Moco, nobody knew about him. He wasn't even rated until he committed to Maryland. Then he got a 3-star, a low 3-star grade. And if you don't believe me, you'll go back and watch on this channel. Go back and watch my Maryland recruiting class recap. And I said it. That kid's going to be in the NFL. And sure enough, I'm hearing NFL scouts talking about him now. Not just him, but Ja'Cory Bryant is getting some NFL eyes too. The way he performed last year, fresh out of JUCO. So our DB room is going to be like that. Mind you, we ranked top 30 last year in pass defense. Including, we had 2 guys ranking in top 20 in smacking down passes, defending them. And including our top 2 corners who are top 20 in lowest rating when you target them. Meaning that if you throw it these niggas, you're going to have a less than 60% success rate. That's like that. Like that, guys. All right? So, our DB, and I haven't even mentioned probably the best part about our defense, Tahib Steele. The freshman corner from Jersey, who New Jersey, I'm sure Rutgers is regretting letting that kid go. Rutgers didn't offer him until he committed to Maryland. I didn't even think they gave him an offer until he committed. And then they want to him, Rutgers, and other schools in the Big Ten trying to press him late. He was like, "Fuck all y'all, I'm going to Maryland," proudly. And he played his first year like we promised him, because he showed he was like that. There's no kid I saw on film, and I watched him live. I saw that was more serious about his assignment than Tahib Steele. I saw it in high school, and he proved it his freshman year. When the game starts, Tahib Steele lock into his assignment. It's a wall. For him, it's a battle. It's a wall. Let's go to war. Let's fight. He loves it. I love kids like that. I love kids who love competition. That's what Antoine Brooks was. Antoine Brooks, now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kids like that. Same thing with Darnell Savage. The best Maryland players are the ones that love the game. Stephon Diggs. The ones that went to the league are the ones that show me they love the game. Even when in defeat, but they'll give it their all. They love it. All right? So, and that's what Terps Steele is. Terps Steele love the game. He's the type of kids that will motivate guys in his position to play better. Because why? They see how much hype he is just to play. All right? And then you have Nick Cross, who had a down year, sophomore year, but his first game against fucking Northwestern, and I think they even benched his ass after that and doing that Northwestern game. That's how horrible he played. But he responded big time in that Penn State game. That can show you why he was as big time a recruit as he was. He dominated Penn State. He was the reason why that Penn State offense couldn't do shit. Couldn't do shit. And it wasn't like any kind of great offense. Penn State have one of the most vanilla offense in the country. I don't know if y'all pay attention. Like, their little just throw it up jump ball shit, that worked last year, but this year we won't be ready for this shit, all right? Yeah, so anyways, let me go to stats now. Maryland last year threw the ball 65 times a game, all right? 65 times a game last year. We throw the ball, we drop back and throw the ball 54% of the time. We call it offensive play, all right? That's basically around, I think it was in upper 48% in the country. Like, we were throwing the ball a lot last year. And especially in the Big Ten, we were like, I think, third or second in passing efficiency. So we threw the ball 65 times a game last year. And this is, mind you, with the top 30 pass protection team. I think we were ranked 27 last year in pass protection. So we had a pretty good offensive line last year for the short season we had. I hope many of those guys came back, including the best left tackle we've had around here for a long time, maybe since Jerry Gaither, in Jaylen Duncan. This kid is a future NFL player, and he's been night and day since his freshman year when he first started. This is why you play kids early, especially in the O-line. You play them early, because by the time they're sophomores and juniors, they are dogs. Jaylen Duncan is a dog now. He's a dog, and he's going to be an NFL player. You got to get stronger. You got to improve a little bit of technique qualities. But last year, he was top 20 in the country in pass protection. He only had like I think he allowed only 3 pass pressures all year. All season last year. It's like 7, 8 ball games. That's fucking outstanding. If you do that same rate this year over the course of the full season, he's an NFL player. At right tackle, Spencer Anderson. Only allowed like, I think, 5 pressures all year. So our 2 bookend tackles are like that. If those kids can have the production or even better than they had last year, Maryland's going to win at least what I think they're going to win. I'm gonna get to that soon. All right. So again, we need those 2 bookends and those 2 bookend tackles to come out and play well. But our left guard, Jokorian Branch, dude from JUCO. Now, last year he was horrible, guys. He was horrible. I watched him last year. He was one of the every time we had like a pressure, he usually came from him. He was horrible last year. All right. I don't know if it was technique or because he didn't have training camp to learn everything, the scheme. But this year, I expect him to be a lot better. Because why? He is super strong, and he's fucking massive. The dude is an NFL player when you look at him. His physique, all right? But he has to get, whatever it is that's keeping him away, he has to unlock that shit. Because if he unlock it, he's going to be a pro. He has the size, and he moves like it. The good dude is a big dude that moves. So I need him to improve better in his technique, his get-off, and just not letting fucking dudes just fucking push him and get off of him so good because he's so strong. If he can just learn how to hold on to motherfuckers he put his hands on, he's gonna be dominant. But guys get away from his grip too easily. I don't like that, right? So again, I expect him to be at left guard and at center, Austin Fontaine. But Austin Fontaine, I've been expecting him to be a starting center for the last 2 years. He hasn't come to fruition. And if it doesn't happen this year, the JUCO kid who just got committed from Hutchinson Community College, who just won the JUCO National Championship, and he played against another P5 on the D-line. You went up against him, and he dominated him. So that kid will be ready, hungry to start at Maryland if Austin Fontaine don't grab this starting job and took it and run away with it, all right? So, and that's the difference. Unlike before, when the top guys don't perform, we're in trouble. This year, and going forward, we're going to have a lot of depth to where if guys don't perform, Lux will bench your ass. I see a bench Nick Cross last year and throwing somebody else to play. So, again, I can't wait for this offensive line. If they gel and they play like the highest capabilities, we're going to be a damn good O-line last year because they were top 30 last year. If we keep the same efficiency, this is going to be a good team, Maryland team, a good offense, a dangerous offense, all right? And, of course, at right guard, I got a kid that many people didn't think much of when he came out of good counsel, Mason Longsford. But all you've heard about him, especially through Locksley, is great things. He's gotten bigger, stronger, and now he knows he belongs. That's everything. Sometimes you might think you belong, but it's nothing like knowing you belong. All right, getting the insurance you do belong. So now that confidence has taken him, he's made him take leaps. So now I can expect him to start at right guard next year for us, all right? And he's like a big 300-pound kid too. Big kid, strong kid, you know what I'm saying, that know the game, all right? He may not be the athlete, Jacora Brantness, but he know the game, all right? So, yeah, the O-line right there is going to be pretty good. Of course, our quarterback, we have Taulia. I expect him, he did good things last year, did bad things last year, but I expect him to be a lot more good this year and way less bad this year, all right? Of course, we lost Jay Fuck at running back, but I expect Peyton Boone to get a lot of carries in red zone, a lot of red zone carries and short yardage carries. But don't sleep on that kid named Fire Matsu. Matthew Juko kid we just got from Hawaii. That kid can play. He showed himself out in the spring game very well. I like the way he runs. He runs hard. He runs with power. He runs behind his pads, and he sees a hole. He's quick to the cut, and he's patient too. So there's always things I like about running back. A patient running back, but yeah, quick to the hole. There's such thing as being patient and being quick at the same time, and he's very good at it, and he runs with power. So I expect him to sneakily get some carries. Same thing with Isaiah Jacobs, the younger brother of the Raiders running back Jacobs. So I expect him to also see the field a bunch and running the ball. He had fumbling issues last year, especially on special teams. I don't expect that to carry on this year. Mind you, none of these kids had spring training or camp last year, so they all were just thrown into the fire. And that's why I was so impressed with Jared. Rakim Jarrett. The kid proved he was a 5-star in through and through. All right. So again, I expect even bigger things from Jarrett this year. Same thing with Jaylen Jones. He's coming back healthy. I expect him to have a massive season, to put it all together now without the bullhead penalties you always get. Hopefully, he can take his head out of his ass and play clean football, because he's talented enough to make it to the NFL. Jaylen Jones is, all right? And, of course, Dante Dimas, he's going to be a monster. I expect him to have a monster season. I expect over 1,000 yards receiving from him. Conway came back. He's healthy. Basically, we saved his life last year. Conway saved his life because that season it forced him to get tested. And thank God they caught something that could have killed him. So I'm so happy they caught it and they treated it. He's healthy and now. He's 100% healthy. And he looks good on doing the spring game. I expect him to be even better next year. We're going to see some tight end fireworks this year. All right, guys? And not just him. I expect Corey Dyches, the kid we got from Potomac High School, public school in Maryland, who redshirted his first year. I expect that kid to be bananas at tight end, because he looked like he's getting bigger. I expect him to only get bigger from now until the season start. All right, because he has everything. If you have a kid like him at tight end, he's going to be a problem. It's like having Evan Ingram at tight end, because he's a wide receiver. He used to play basketball. That's playing tight end. That's a monster combination, all right? So I love the way Locksford is doing. Of course, our running back, don't forget Tayon Fleet. To me, he's the best pass-catching running back in the entire Big Ten. He's going to prove it. He showed what he did with the one-hand catch in the spring game. He's going to be so much better next year, all right? Yeah, so that's basically what it is. And, of course, don't forget about Fleming, Marcus Fleming, the little transfer from Nebraska. He's going to be eligible to play again this year. That kid's going to be a playmaker for us in special teams, all right? Can't wait for that. Yeah, and Dexter McDougal, second-year receiver. He redshirted last year. I expect him to really take some role from, what's his name, Daryl Jones. Daryl Jones, to me, hasn't showed up since we got him from Virginia Beach. He just hasn't put it all together. The kid has deep ball skills, but he lacks concentration. He runs poor routes sometimes. He's lazy with his hands. Get me Dexter McDougal out there, a kid that can really do some damage in the slot area, all right? But yeah, okay, now let me go to the schedule. It's almost 20 minutes in this. I got to hurry up I'm not sure my phone have enough memory. So first game is West Virginia, followed by Howard. Then we go on the road for our first time against Illinois. Then we'll come back for 2 games against Kent State and then Iowa. And then, of course, we go on the road for 2 again against Ohio State and the Minnesota Gophers. Then we'll come back home for 2 more against Indiana and Penn State. And then we'll go back on the road for 1 against Michigan State. Come home for 1 against Michigan, and we'll go back on the road against Rutgers. So the last 4 games is home, away, home, and away, home, and away. All right? So it's going to be interesting to see what will happen with that. But yeah, as I schedule, West Virginia, I got us losing that game. It was hard for me to say we're losing to those Bammers, but West Virginia they're just a little bit more talented than we are. They're a little bit more deeper than we are, all right? And their coaching staff a little bit more established than our staff right now. This is like their 4th year, I think. So now they're also in a lot more heat to perform immediately. All right, but could I see us easily winning this game? Absolutely. All right, absolutely see us winning this game. It's not gonna be another one at Western. I guarantee you that. All right, we ain't gonna lay an egg. All right, so again, I got us losing against West Virginia. I got us beating Howard in week 2. I got us beating Illinois in week 3. Illinois team that's a lot better than people give them credit for. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat us, to be honest with you guys. But I think we're just too talented. And if they do beat us, I'll be concerned going forward on the season. So I hope that will happen, all right? So I got us beating Illinois. And then, of course, coming home and beating Kent State. But, of course, the following week, I got us losing to Iowa, second loss. At home, all right? So after 5 games, we are 3-2. Not too bad, not too good, all right? And, of course, now, next 2 games are on the road against Ohio State and Minnesota. I got a split in those games. We're going to lose against Ohio State in a close battle. Ohio State is coming closer to us now, all right? Because of all the talent that have left that place early, they're getting closer to us now. So hopefully we can get in there and make up more ground this year, all right? So, but I got us losing that game. They got too much talent, too much depth, and too much of a good X&O's coaching staff. Minnesota, I got us beating Minnesota again. Last year, Minnesota was way more talented than they're going to be this year. So I expect us to beat them again next year, all right? But the fun thing about Minnesota, we always beat each other like that. Beat them one year, they lost to them. Beat them one year, they lost to them. So I hope we end the trend and beat them again this year, all right? And then the following game, Indiana. This is another team that we play them very well, even when we were terrible. With them and Michigan State, we've always played them very well, even when we were terrible. But this year, I expect us to beat them both because we're going to be much better, and we believe now we are better, all right? So I got us beating Indiana. So again, after 8 games, I got us at 6-3 so far. No, after 8 games, I got us at 5-3. After 8 games, 5-3 after 8 games, 4 games to go. All right, and now those 4 games, it's Penn State, Michigan, and Rutgers. All right, and I got us going 3-1 in those games, with the only loss being Michigan at home. Michigan has always beat us at home. For some reason, we play better against them on the road than we do at home. And I think this year the trend will continue, even though if there's a chance for us to beat them, it's going to be this year. And I think we might beat them, but that would be a fan of me speaking. Let me just be a pure analytical, looking at the talent and the skill and what's coming back, what they are coming back, and the coaching staff coming back. Michigan should beat us in that game, all right? I got them beating us in that game, but I do have us beating Michigan State, like I said, because we'll play them great even when we're terrible. I don't expect us to be terrible this year, so I expect us to beat them. And then Rutgers, of course. Rutgers threw everything at us last year and barely beat us. But again, I was so impressed with Rutgers' offensive coordinator last year. That dude can call plays. He's a great play caller, great X's and O's coach. So Maryland got to be careful because Rutgers can do a lot of tricks. They have a bunch of them, all right? I was really impressed with what they did to us. They were really confusing us last year on defense. And it wasn't because the kids weren't playing hard. They were just confused us, all right? So I got to speed in Rutgers. So basically, at the end of the season, we're going to finish 8-5 at the end of the year, 8-5. 9-4. Yeah, I got to go 9-4 this year. 9-3. You see? No, 8-4. Right? It's 8-4. Sorry, guys. It's 12. It's 12 games in the football season in college. So I got us going 8-4. I got us losing to West Virginia, losing to Iowa at home, West Virginia at home, Iowa at home, and Michigan at home, and of course Ohio on the road. So basically that's 3 losses at home. That won't sit well with a lot of Terps fans, but to be honest with you guys, when you look at it purely analytically, those teams are better than us. I expect them to be better than us, all right? However, if we can get 2 of those at home, which we easily can, like Iowa, we can beat Iowa at home, all right? We can beat West Virginia at home, all right? If we can get those 2, this season can go from good to special. Special, guys. Absolute special. All right? Because that West Virginia game, it's going to be a very big game. If we can somehow win that game, it's going to set us up for a great year. Because I really think if we can get that, we're going to beat Howard, we're going to beat Illinois, we're going to beat Kent State, and we might even beat fucking Iowa to be 5-0 heading to Ohio State in week 6. That would be a nationally televised game. Maryland will be in the top 20 by then. If we get up to that kind of start. If not top 15 by then. We literally will be right there going on the road at Ohio State to go face a possibly undefeated team with a chance to get into the top 10. So again, there's a lot riding on that West Virginia game, guys. If Maryland can somehow not lay an egg like week 1 last year, they come ready to play and they put on a show, Maryland can literally start off 5-0. Because the only team I see them giving them problems is Illinois in week 3 and then Iowa in week 5. Iowa, to me, they've never had that much talent, but they've always played us to the T because they're X's and O's game. But this year, with that talent being what it is, and the X's and O's being what it is, I don't think they have an edge this year. So, but then again, Iowa is a loaded team. They have basically everybody coming back from a top 25 team last year. A very good team last year. I think they ended the season on a 7-8 games winning streak. So they came back. They brought all that talent back. So that's the always why analytically I'm picking them to win. But the fan of me, I can see us beating Iowa. I can see us being West Virginia and starting the season 5-0, going to freaking Ohio State. And with that, I know we're losing to Ohio State, even the fan or whatever. Ohio State is just better, all right, guys? That's the honesty. We're going to lose to them. And Minnesota could possibly beat us too, all right? Minnesota could beat us. That's going to be a toss-up game too. Indiana could possibly beat us too. So there's a lot of games in here that could be toss-up for us. But I got us beaten because analytically, I'm thinking Minnesota, I think we're just better than flat out, all right? They've lost a lot over the years to the NFL, and all that talent got to be, recuperate. They basically got to get recruited again, and that's going to take time to get that depth, all right? Maryland is way ahead than Minnesota right now in that depth department. With the depth Minnesota had in that 10-win season, they've lost majority of it to the NFL and pro leagues. Now Maryland's developing that depth that Minnesota had. So hopefully we can get that 10-win season soon. Inshallah, hopefully this year. All right, guys? But yeah, so Maryland's, I got us going 8-4. That's the analytic guy in me. All right? The fan in me. I really don't see us doing much better than that, all right? I really don't see us doing much better than that. Maybe even 7-5, the fan in me. If I have to be honest with you guys, fan in me, probably considers losing maybe an extra game, all right? Making it 7-5 instead of 8-4. But legitimately, I see us going 8-4, ending the season, winning 3 of our last 4 games, the other loss being to Michigan. Now, I can easily see us being Michigan and losing to Indiana. So there's a lot of these games that I got us winning and the other ones losing. I can see it being switched, all right? I can see us beating Michigan and losing to Indiana or losing to Penn State, all right? And I can see us beating Iowa, you know what I'm saying, and losing to Minnesota. So consistency issues. So, but I think those won't be a major issue with this team this year. This team is ready. There's too many guys that are hungry to put the Maryland on the map, and I think they will this year. All right, guys, 8-4. Maryland will finish the season in the top 25 with that kind of record. I guarantee you, we will be right there, and I think we'll even finish second in the Big East behind Ohio State with the 8-4 record. All right, guys. So again, guys, shout out to everybody that's going to check this out. You guys can leave a comment and tell me what you think about what I said so far about Maryland preview. This roster is so talented. We have the #1 recruit linebacker in the country in Terrence Ferguson. Big time get. Again, Brian Williams might be the best linebackers coach. Might be the best recruiter, five in the country. I've seen a lot lately. I've seen a lot more experts, like recruiting experts, talk about him in terms of in the top 10 recruiting list in the country of guys in the country. To me, he's the best recruiter pound for pound because he's doing this at Maryland. Mind you, he got Terrence Ferguson. He had Jennings. The linebacker is teammate from Florida, another kid from Florida that he flipped from Michigan. All right, mind you, that Jennings kid, his dad played for Florida State. So I'm trying to tell you guys, like he got Ruben Hippolyte, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. And some of the JUCO Florida kids we got that last year, that was him. So I'm trying to tell you guys, Brian Williams, our linebackers coach, who could possibly lose this motherfucker after this shit? I hope not. That's why I think Locke's trying to make him a D coordinator, because then it's going to be harder for a team to pluck him away if he's a coordinator. Because that means you're going to have to give him a head coaching job or greatly increase his pay. At that point, I'm happy for him, all right, guys? Because that's the whole point. The whole point is to make anybody that have involvement in Maryland football, that's going to make us get better. I hope these guys go to bigger and better things. If not at Maryland, somewhere else. Mashallah, man. Because I'm happy for you guys. I thank you to all the guys, Dan Ineos, for coming to Maryland. Like, there was a time assistants like him won't come to Maryland. Won't take an assistant job at Maryland. So I'm so happy. Times are changing. Locksley pedigree is bringing more high-quality guys just want to come help Maryland football build. And I think we're closer than ever, guys. Closer than ever for Maryland to be big-time football. Maybe since Bobby Ross era in the fucking 80s and early 90s. All right, guys? So, again, 8-4 season, Maryland. Everything stay healthy. Taulia, with the recruiting class we got coming in, our linebackers going to be sick. Our DBs are already good last year. We ranked top 30 in pass defense last year. Again, I expect him still to take a turn up. Deontay Banks, Nick Cross, and then a kid that nobody talk about, Jordan Mosley, whom have been very difficult against because why? He's been horrible in pass defense sometimes, but when it comes to playing hard and stopping the run, Jordan Mosley got hard, man.